Hey, don't you love the cam placement? It's really freaking weird. I guess I could just do this. Oh, I guess I couldn't do that because it's like, uh, oh, hey, I can make this less weird. Oh, I didn't even think about that. Man, I'm a dumb. I've been zooming in like a freaking moron. I didn't realize I could do this whole thing. Anyways, what an intro. Am I right? Anyways, we're going to talk about Destiny. Go freaking figure. We're going to be talking about some other games in the future. I promise. There's a lot going on in Destiny right now. That's going to kind of chill off after a few videos. Soon we'll get back to checking out the rest of the gaming world. But we're talking about Destinino, and it's nice to see what other people, like other veterans, have to say about Destiny. And so we're going to watch a video. It's a very short video, but you know me, it might be an hour long. I don't know. You know how I feel, you know? By Swetsicle is a video called People Can Hate on Activision All They Want, but They Knew How to Make Destiny. And I think that's a big thing when you're looking at how things are right now currently compared to how it was in the back, like Forsaken and some of the previous content that we've had, especially Destiny 1. That was Activision. Granted, it wasn't perfect. Like, let's not act like things were perfect under Activision. Absolutely not. But Activision received more hate than what they deserved. And I believe that Destiny, had Activision continued, yes, we would have saw certain amount of microtransactions, but I think the quality of the game would have been 10 times better than it is now. So let's see what a veteran has to say about it, besides just me.
And it's also okay to have differing opinions.
True.
I know that's also a crazy thought nowadays. It's like, hey, if you don't agree with someone's opinion on something nowadays, that doesn't mean you have to hate them.
That's really hard for some people, especially in my comment section. It's really hard because the moment you criticize or critique Bungie or say anything about the game, they get hyper defensive, and you're the evil. You're the problem with the game. Just go play something else. You're the reason why the game is bad. Right. I'm not for sure what he's probably working on bounties. Maybe?
That's a crazy concept. I know.
It is.
God forbid we have differing opinions. It's all or nothing nowadays, bro. It's I'm gonna start calling it that. We are in the age of all or nothing. That's the age we live in nowadays. And that shit is so true.
I think it's not just Destiny that's a true statement. I think it's true across the gaming world. Like, it's either you're for or against it. You can't, like, I'll use Destiny because that's the topic we're talking about. You can't criticize Destiny and also play it, or you can't enjoy it, like love Destiny and criticize it. You just need to go play something else. Like, that's the mindset people set. They think like, oh, just because you criticize it, you want the game to die. You want it to fail. You're just a hater. It's usually not the case. It's usually the people who are the most vocal with criticism, like genuine criticism, not like just straight spewing hatred, like they're actual criticizing functions and things of the game. Like, that's because they want to see the game improve and be a game back to the game that they love. Like, I think that's valid, but people don't see it that way. The moment you criticize them, again, I always say that there's people whose identity and personality is Destiny. And the moment you criticize Destiny, you might as well be criticizing them because their fragile ego is attached to a pixel on the screen.
Splitting up with Activision? Oh, dude, that's going to be another hot take I've said before that people won't like to hear. Maybe this will be a good conversation to have for the Clips channel. People can hate on Activision all they want, but they knew how to make Destiny.
Absolutely.
I listen, Marty O'Donnell may have gone off the deep end, but I think he did it best. Is that like what did he say? It was something about taking the Activision out of Bungie. Bungie. How did that phrase go? Does anybody know exactly what he said?
I believe what it was is you can take the Bungie out of Activision, but you can't take Activision out of Bungie. I think that's what it was. It was referring to the fact that the bad practices that were going on, we're still in Bungie. Like you can remove Activision, but Bungie's still going to be Bungie.
Said, somebody knows what I'm talking about. What was the phrase? Could take the Bungie out of Microsoft, but not vice versa. It was something like that. But like, basically the point is like you couldn't take the greed out of Bungie.
Yes,
and that was so true because when they split with that,
and it's even more noticeable now. Like people like to put on the blinders. I continue to hammer home the Star Wars bundles, the holo chip bullshit that they're putting in. The greed is there, and people are dropping the pants for Bungie.
Activision, part of the you guys remember the conversation back when they were with Activision, is people were so mad about the amount of microtransactions that they're pushing, or they were pushing. And whenever they split up, they're like, "Oh, thank God, now Bungie isn't going to be greedy anymore." And then they proceed to build up microtransactions literally tenfold.
It was the biggest gaslight I think the community's ever experienced, was that it was so easy to just blame Activision for MTX. And yet, if you look at Activision's model now, like look at Call of Duty, they have paid battle pass plus their extra super battle pass that you pay for, and all the like skins and bullcrap, but all the content that they release is free. Like the seasonal, the new maps, the zombies, all the new guns, all of it is free. Imagine Destiny, where you had to pay for some of the top looking skins for guns and armor, but expansions free, the seasons free, dungeons free, everything is free except most of like the best looking stuff is in the store. I would absolutely support that because the fundamental base of the game is free. But Bungie don't play like that. Activision would, but Bungie wouldn't.
What it was. Granted, we are getting some actually like kind of cool collaborations, but the part that people get blindsided on is that like they get a skin for their favorite show or whatever that they like to watch, and then they just forget how bad the state of the game actually is.
Holy crap! Thank you. Someone says it. Oh my God, I got Star Wars. Let me completely ignore that parts of the game are dying and not functioning. Like Revenant has so many issues that Bungie has admitted. Like Revenant is not functioning. 0 Hour is completely disabled. Like an exotic mission's disabled because it's not even rewarding and letting you complete it. Like, what are we talking about here?
They care more about their character looking cool than an actual quality game. So it's like...
And those are the people that are ruining Destiny. The people that care more about, ooh, I look like Stormtrooper, and they have the amount of common sense as a Stormtrooper has accuracy. None.
I don't know. I really don't understand where the players' like priorities are at. I just want to be able to play a fun game that feels rewarding.
Thank you!
I've just been missing the rewarding part for so long.
It's not even just rewarding. It's also just the functioning. I would like a game that functions correctly. Like, it's sad when I play, like, Fortnite, and it's smooth like butter. Warframe, smooth like butter. Like, it's crazy. Like, how hard is it to the bare minimum you want the game? Like, is it bad that at this point it's not even rewards that I'm necessarily looking for? I just want the game to feel good. Like, I buy something and it's going to work. Is that bad? Like, is that how diminished my expectations for Destiny are? Instead of just a rewarding game, I just want a functioning game. Like, that's pretty bad.
And I think a lot of that just has to do with Bungie's corporate greed, and a lot of people do not want to acknowledge it.
No, they don't.
Activision was not the problem for that at all. People are going to sit in high road and pretend that they didn't say that.
Yep.
When in reality, a lot of them did. Fuck, I might have even said it at some point. I'm going to be honest, I don't even remember. But, like, it wasn't too...
Yep. I will admit, I, too, blamed Activision. I said I went way back, like, I wasn't even making content, but I would be playing with people, and I remember raiding. What was it, Garden of Salvation, when it first came out, and we were talking. Like, I was like, man, I'm so glad we're done with Activision. Like, obviously, they broke up, I think, a little bit before that, like after Forsaken. I'm trying to remember the specifics, but I do remember raiding and having like LFG and just having a conversation like, man, I can't wait to see what the future of Destiny looks like.
Well, when I say too long, like, I don't know what time frame, but like, at a certain point I realized, or I started to realize that Activision was never the problem, and honestly started to kind of miss them, because every actual memorable experience I've had in this game
was made by Activision. Last Wish. Support by Activision. Black Armory was like High Noon or whatever it was called. Wasn't even Bungie. Rise of Iron apparently wasn't even Bungie. It was one of the Activision third parties that helped me. No wonder people like it. There's so many like big pieces of Destiny content that had help from Activision and their other little mini studios, and it wasn't even Bungie. Like I would like to do like a list of things that other companies or studios were involved in when it comes to Destiny, just so we could see how much Bungie actually didn't do that we give them credit to.
That is like stuff I'll remember for the rest of my life. Was when Activision was running the game or involved. And I think most Destiny people will agree with that. Anybody who's actually been playing for a while. So.
Yep. I mean, he's absolutely right.
Food for thought. Disagree if you want to. God forbid. Friendly reminder: we don't have to be mortal enemies if you don't agree with me, man.
Yeah. I mean, I'm still going to blame you if you're buying MTX. Absolutely. You're the problem. You're supporting Bungie. Like, there's no changing that. If you buy the MTX, you're supporting Bungie. You are absolutely part of the problem. But outside of that, like, you know, when it comes to criticizing the functions of the game, like, you don't have to agree with me. Surprisingly, the most people that are most butthurt about it are the ones that go immediately to personal insults. They don't have a sound argument or counter argument. And those are the people that you should just know are part of the problem immediately because they have no intelligence.
Crazy concept. When are we getting Nicki Minaj in Destiny?
Oh, God. It's going to happen eventually. I mean, they joke, but if you don't, that's a part of the problem. Like, we went from Bungie's trying to make things more like focused around immersion, and immersion's just going out the window now. Like, there is nothing more game breaking when it comes like immersion wise. When you're playing and you see someone with a Star Trooper, like not even like a Destiny style, it is just a 1-for-1 Star Trooper. And it's like, what game am I playing anymore? Because it's definitely not Destiny. It is literally Fortnite 2.0, the gacha game. And it's like, bro, if you want to play Fortnite, go play Fortnite. They have stormtroopers. They have all these other bullshit things. Like, come on.
We're so back, dude. We're so back.
We're so back. Destiny's never been more back.
Dude, the other thing with the Activision thing that people, is so ironic, and I have not heard any one of these people retract their statements since it came out.
Ooh. Hot take?
Do you guys remember, like, when the conversation was at least started saying Activision was never the problem, there were always those people that would defend and be like, Activision's a shitty company, they did X, Y, and Z.
Oh, yeah, they love doing that.
News came out about Bungie, about, like...
Oh, see, here's the thing. People still do that with Sony. When you say that you want Sony to take over Bungie, which I absolutely think is a better deal than Bungie continuing to exist on their own because they're incompetent, the moment you mention Sony, they're going to mention all the other problems with Sony, which I would still say the issues with Sony is completely like you're putting it on a balancer. Bungie is like the amount of issues and problem that come with Bungie is like outweighs anything Sony has ever done.
Like one of the higher execs sticking his ass cheeks in the window, and then the other guy that was or they were hiring fans because they would work for less money. Yep.
Oh God, I remember that came out, like, and people were trying to paint it as a good thing. Like, well, they're letting people in to work at Bungie. Like, they're doing them a solid. Are they really? Or are we just giving a multi-million-dollar company an excuse for being scummy and paying people less?
But they don't want to keep it consistent. They only want to shit on Activision for doing stuff like that. But when Bungie does it, it seems to be okay.
Yeah.
In those people's opinion. That's all I'm saying. I just want people to keep it consistent. That's all I'm asking.
Where did the guy just teleported?
Bro. Because if one company can do shitty things, or one company can't do shitty things, why does the other get the pass?
Yep. It's called the Bungie ball fondler effect, where they're willing to turn off their brains and put blinds on for Bungie, but not anything else.
It's because they're fucking glazing. They're giving the Glizzy 9000.
Yes! Holy shit! Thank you. I'm not the only one. Yes, they're giving the Glock 5000. Oh, Bungie, you taste so good. Bungie. It's so like therapeutic to watch another veteran and someone who's streamed Destiny and has done Destiny content or even talked about Destiny longer than I have, and they literally have the same freaking thought process as me. It is so cathartic to hear someone else who has even more viewers and everything, who has this same train of thought as me. And all I have to say to all the ball fondlers out there who just like, you're wrong, you're the minority. Fuck you. I'm in the majority. You're just an ass clown. Oh, it feels so good. It feels so like, it feels so good to be just like, it's not even my echo chamber. He's just in his own side of things. It is so good to be able to say, haha. Sorry, I can't do
dude, it's so hard to take like some opinions seriously sometimes.
Yes,
because you can just see like the glazing.
Yes,
going on.
Dude, I could literally just put 30 different comments of people glazing Bungie with this video. Maybe I will. Maybe I'll take the time to actually put it up there and just showcase people glazing. I don't know. Probably not. Let's be honest. I probably won't do that.
I don't know what you're on, but most people hate Bungie's guts.
No.
It's so seasonal.
I mean, you're right. Yes, it's true. But the most, like, here's the thing. The majority is like almost sometimes the silent majority. Like, they'll say things, but all fondlers are a special breed of loud and proud, but they're still the minority. Like, they like, let me tell you, they're like cockroaches. Bungie ball fondlers are cockroaches. Like, they seethe into everything. Like, you stamp one and just more just come out of nowhere.
And it's cool to hate it right now, but just wait until the expansion comes out, dude. We're going to go back to the Deep Throating Deluxe.
Yep, there it is.
I always just want to speak my opinion about the game, whether I like it or hate it.
Yep.
I don't want it to be a seasonal thing. If I think something is shitty, I'm going to say it's shitty.
Absolutely. And that's how it should be.
Like, okay, has anything I said so far, like, I'm not going to shit on you for disagreeing. Anything that I've just said in the past 10 minutes, has it been untrue? Or you guys disagree?
I don't. I agree. Shout. I'm screaming for the top.
4 months bearded.
I agree. Shout out.
You're a streamer, people always disagree? That is true.
You sure?
Having me in debt for Destiny still? I mean, bro, you gotta remember, I'm still in my 20s. Like, I'm good. I don't know.
He's youngin'.
Like, if I really
Holy
get,
crap.
like, hyped up...
It's not a day.
It's not a day unless you get some random ass ad for drinks. Sorry, I'm not a drinker. No, I don't want your shitty.
Well, then probably just pursue that for a bit. I really very much enjoy still playing, like, the dungeons and raids when they come out.
Yeah.
Everything else is pretty hit or miss.
That's the thing. I feel like dungeon and raids are the highlight of Destiny and really what makes it pop out. Most of everything else is generic. Like, even the seasonal content, even like the Nether right now, I've played it and constantly doing expert, and it's just pretty mid, pretty boring overall. It's not really exciting to me. Like, I enjoy doing I enjoyed farming Vault of Glass for the revamp, and I've really, like, it's always nice to go back to some older raids because you're like, man, this is some of the best content in Destiny. Then you play like the new stuff and you're like, oh, well, yeah, there's no soul in this anymore.
So, I don't know. If I really truly hated this game, I would have already been done.
Exactly.
Like I said this, I think, yesterday. I don't hate the game. I hate the company that's controlling it.
I'm telling you, this is so therapeutic. I always say, I don't hate the game. I hate the driver. I hate Bungie. Holy crap. It is, you have no idea how therapeutic this feels. My heart feels like there's a healing process coming. Having to just deal with stupid people for so long. It is just this healing. Now, I'm not saying everyone in my comment section is stupid because most of you agree on the channel, but like just the constant barrage of the mini yappers out there. And it's just, it feels so good to just know it's not just me, right? It's not just me. It's other people who are veterans too.
The game. And I think a lot of people get that twisted.
Absolutely.
I hate big corporate greedy fucks.
Yes!
Basically.
Stop sucking their balls!
People think I'm just shitting on the game.
You're shitting on the company.
In technicality, I guess I do shit on the game, but it's like...
Yes. It's not intentionally
it's from a place
like...
of wanting it to be better.
Exactly.
Because I know they can do better.
Exactly!
They do better, but they don't because they like money.
Exactly, because their motto is velocity and not quality. They want to crank out as much crap as possible and worry about whether it's functioning later. And that's the problem. The game isn't functioning. The product is sloppy and it could be better. That is the problem. It has nothing to do about me just straight up shitting the game, being game is shitty, haha, game dead. No, it's shitty company making game that I love shittier and it's going to kill it. And I don't want it to die. I don't want it to die because I like game. I enjoy game. I love game, but I hate fucking Bungie. Bungie suck ass. Bungie should go away. Sony should take over because Bungie doesn't care. I'd rather have Sony who might actually care. That's the bottom dollar. People don't want, like, people like me don't actually want Destiny to die. We like game. And it's so cathartic to hear someone else say the exact same thing.
They care more about money than they do player experience nowadays.
Exactly.
The devs care about player experience, but they're only given so much to work with.
Yeah. So. And here's the thing. I do shit on the devs too, because the devs ultimately do make decisions that impact the game. Obviously, they can only do so much, but there are some decisions where it makes the game shittier. And I also blame them for accepting shitty leadership. Like, at some point, you have to take ownership. If you, like, there was the whole deal of the layoffs where people are saying they fear for their job. They're scared. Why the fuck are you dealing with it? Like, there was the whole thing about like the sexual, I forgot what his name is. I already forgot his name besides Pete. There were the whole issues of like in the company with like sexual harassment and stuff like that. Like, why are we just accepting this? Why are we accepting this behavior? Like, that's what I don't understand. And yes, I know it's not easy. It's never easy when you're dealing with stuff, especially if you're afraid to lose your job. But at the same time, I've always been the person that if you don't enjoy your job or someone is disrespecting you, you have an obligation of doing what's best for you. And if you choose to eat shit, I'm not going to feel sorry for you. You are choosing to eat shit. And you are responsible for your own choices. Because here's the reality. People go on strike for a reason. Because it works. If it didn't work, then people like the actors wouldn't be on strike. Teachers wouldn't go on strike. Anytime they went on strike, guess what? There was some change. It maybe it's not as big as you would like it, but it works. And so when you have a company where people are saying they're living in fear or they hate the management, then go on strike. Do something. But complacency is part of the problem. If you're complacent, you are agreeing with the situation, you are part of the problem.
can't blame the devs.
You can, to a certain degree, you can.
If Destiny was run by an indie company who actually cared about the game, it'd be much better. Crazy shocker, it almost used to be like an indie company that was small and you could tell that they cared. But as soon as millions and millions of dollars flowed into their pocket, that changed.
Yep. I mean, let's be honest. Bungie's always had problems, like especially with Halo. Like they were very resistant to making even Halo 3, which was a banger. Like Bungie's always been the bad boy. Right, I'm gonna do what I want.
For another hour.
Yeah, it's always been. By the way, check out the link will be to Sweatsicle's video for you to check out. Give it a like. But overall, it's just so cathartic to know that I'm not the only one with the same thoughts. That Destiny is in a shittier place, and it's because of Bungie, and that there's a bunch of Bungie ball fondlers who are trying to glaze and try to ignore the issues, and essentially you're the problem and not them. It is so like cathartic, therapeutic to hear someone else who isn't in my echo chamber, who's all on their own. He even has been streaming longer than I have, who has a bigger community than I have, and is bigger Destiny name than I am. And they have the exact same train of thought. It is so fucking good. I'm Mr. Gaming Counselor. Yes, we took a 10-minute video and made it 30, but what's the point of watching a clip or a video that's 10 minutes and not giving a discussion? Like I said, this is more cathartic for me, and for you out there who probably have been screaming from the top the same things I have, know that you are not the only one. And please refer to this video if people would like to argue and say that you're the minority. You are indeed the majority. I'm Mr. Gaming Counselor. Hit the like button, comment down below, and subscribe to the channel for more. As always,